coming in. Okay, ladies, and don't worry if you know you have friends or consultants or whatever coming in, I'll be monitoring that. We are so privileged and honored today to have our beautiful guests. Oh, I want to spotlight you. And if that bothers you or anybody, you can go to the right hand corner of your Zoom and you can change it back to gallery. It just helps. And don't be offended, but I'm going to go around and mute everybody. So I don't ever want to offend anybody by that. But sometimes you think you're in a quiet space, but sometimes it can create an echo. And so anyway, we've created these lunch and learns. I love it. It's every walk of life, every seminar division, from new consultants to nationals. Anybody can be on this. I love it because they're powerful. And I just think, a million minds are better than one. It is recorded. Give us about 24 hours. Usually I post it everywhere you probably learned about this in those groups, or you can just go to me, Jennifer Enlow, on YouTube and subscribe, and you can see all of them that have been done in the past. If you just, I don't know, sometimes I just need a daily pick me up. So sometimes I do that. If the $1 million message hasn't changed yet, I'll go listen to one of those. And I just think sometimes we got to hear things over and over. So hope everyone's having an amazing Thursday so far and a great February. And so I just want to invite you all to share this with anybody and everybody that could use a midweek pick me up, because I feel like, you start getting to the weekend and sometimes we're like, no, that's not what we do here. We keep working and we make magic happen, right?
That's right.
So we have the honor and privilege with our guest today, and I have not actually had the honor to hear her speak or get to know her. We are in the same Emerald Division, so I'm going to search you at Seminar Girl. And you came highly recommended, and I was like, yeah, I will absolutely reach out. That would be so fun. And so I want you to share a little bit about you, and thank you for your Go Give heart to just give to so many people all over, because these actually go international. Several people that have, women in other countries, they have it translated and they send it on. And this thing is taken on a life of its own. And so I just appreciate you and your time for doing that, because it's not something you had to do. And so thank you, my sweet friend. And I'm gonna let you take it over.
Sure. All right. I'll begin with my affirmation. Confident, cute, and committed to excellence. That's who I'm known to be. Good success, great girlfriends, and only the best are what my God have in store for me. I'm serving many new faces and going new places. My journey is just beginning. Star Consultant Bling, Diamond Bumblebees, and free car keys are just a few of the things my team's winning. See, I'm seeking only the bold, energetic, audacious, uniquely talented, yes-oriented women who can believe in themselves, in the Lord, and even in me, because what we believe, we achieve. Therefore, I can courageously say to any obstacles in our way, any goal, any challenge, it's a wrap. Leading this top team to manifest their dreams, I am the grand achieving, soon to be senior sales director, Caliah Knapp. Get excited. All right. So thank you, Jennifer, for reaching out. It is truly a blessing to have been asked to share on this week's Lunch and Learn. Wow, what a journey. Okay, like I said, it's just beginning, and it began with a bang. Okay, so I just am coming on my second year anniversary as a sales director. And in that time, my world has been, upside down, turned around, whatever direction you can think of, it went that way. And this week, when I asked Jennifer, I said, what should I talk about? She said, oh, just go give whatever's in your heart. I said, okay. So, I had to ask the Lord, and I said, okay, Lord, what should I share? And he reminded me about GPS. Now, I know most of us have smartphones. If not, maybe you have a TomTom or a Garmin in your phone, or, in your car. But we tend to think of GPS as the global positioning system, right? Well, I, over time in my, spiritual life, have come to adapt that as my godly positional system, or in my business, my goal positioning system. Okay. So right now, we have the privilege of having a company that cares so deeply for us as a sales force, and they've given us tool upon opportunity upon advantage. They're very practically, paying us really well to do simple work. And we have a lot of things we could track, like the 6 most important things, for example. You can download your tracking sheet. You get all excited, right? January, woo, we're going to do this. I'm going to sweep up all these prizes for seminar. Okay, woo, now what, right? It's no longer the new year. It's no longer, all that hype is gone. Now we're in February, the middle of February about to be. And where are we? Most likely distracted, detached, maybe even discouraged, maybe, just all over the place. So I wanted to bring up GPS because it could really help someone, including myself, to be reminded that you're on a journey, you're on a path, and no matter what happens along the way, it does not have to affect your destination. So I'll say that again. You're on a journey, you're on a path. You've got a goal, right? A lot of us are tracking things by the beloved June 30th, right? The end of the seminar year. But no matter what happens in between, as long as you stay on the path, you can get there. The only way you definitely won't get there is to turn around and go home or to give up. So when you're thinking, you're on a journey, you get in your car, you're going to go to an appointment, you're going to go somewhere you're excited to go. It doesn't matter where it is. Just think of a place you're excited to go. It could be Disney World. And maybe you've never driven to Disney World before. So you have to get directions, right? Because you haven't done it before. You don't know, you haven't memorized how to get there from your house, right? Or maybe you moved. It doesn't matter. You're on a journey. And whether you printed out MapQuest or you got it on your phone or your TomTom, whatever, you got something guiding you, right? That says, in 100 feet, turn right, right? You believe the instructions wholeheartedly. You've never been, you're committed. You say, okay, whatever this little GPS says, I'm going to do because it knows the way for me to get there and I don't know the way. So why is it so hard in our businesses to follow our goal positioning system, our GPS, whether that's our mentor or the company guidelines or whatever it is, the trusted system that we have selected to get us where we want to go? We question it, or we circumvent it, or we look for a workaround, or let me combine things, or let's skip steps. And then we get lost because we didn't follow the GPS. We get lost, and then we want to blame everybody but ourselves. Now, maybe you don't do this, but I've done it before. So maybe I'm just only speaking to myself, right? Like I said, okay, whoo, this is my map. These are my instructions. I'm going to follow it. And then I'm going to get a little creative. And then maybe I'm frustrated with how long it's taking. Or maybe, I want to improvise. And the result doesn't work out how it was supposed to in the beginning. And then I want to get mad. Oh, well, Mary Kay, I don't know. Maybe it's not in the Lord's will. Or maybe this is not my timing, or whatever we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better for the fact that we got off the course. But really, if we exercise our obedience instead of our personal agenda to speed things up, we would make it where we want to go, right? So coming back to the GPS, okay, our goal positioning system, right? We've got the little lady on the phone that says, okay, in 20 miles, turn right. Now, the thing about that 20 miles is she's not going to keep updating you every single mile, right? When you listen to your GPS, she doesn't go, okay, in 20 miles, turn right. In 19 miles, turn right. In 18 and a half miles, no, that would be so annoying. That would be so frustrating. But you have to remember, the GPS already told you. So you go that whole 20 miles, not even wondering. Okay, you could drive through cornfields, you could drive through city, you could drive through mountains, but all you know is the last instruction was drive 20 miles to the next instruction. And we do it diligently. Yet, again, in our businesses, we know how to work full circle. Mary Kay Ash told us, book, coach, sell, recruit. She gave us a GPS to have a successful business. And yet we want to skip steps. We want to book, recruit, right? We want to coach, recruit. We want to skip the steps or remix them and rearrange them and then wonder why we didn't hit the career level we want to hit. It's the same thing. If you've got a mentor or someone who is willing to be accessible to help you work your business, and they give you instructions, you do the instructions, treat it just like a GPS in your car. Do the exact motion that they said, and then come back to them once it's done for the next step. Don't start it and then be like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do once I'm done with this? Because I want to know in advance. You just have to be diligent. You just have to trust the system that you've selected to guide you. Now, that doesn't mean every single thing is perfect, because sometimes, right, your GPS could need to update. And then it'll show you something that's not there or used to be there. Now, that's rare. It's a one-off, right? So we do have to make sure we're paying attention and we're not just, blind robots out here doing every single thing we hear. So we do have diligence to be responsible for ourselves, working our business and following our path or whatever our goal is supposed to be. And you do that, like I said, in tandem or at the same time with that trust of your system that you have in place, right? Because what's the point in investing in a system or selecting a mentor or doing whatever it is to help get you to the next step, to your next destination, if you're not going to trust it, if you're going to question it the whole way? What kind of road trip would that be, right? I think we've all experienced some backseat drivers. I know I have, right? You're excited. You got the playlist going. You've got the car. You bought all the snacks. You are so pumped. You're like, woo, yes, we are going on this trip. It is so exciting. And you got someone in the passenger seat like, well, why are you going that way? Well, this other way is better. Well, why are you in this lane? Well, why? Oh my gosh. Right? Like you don't want to go on a road trip with just any and everybody, right? You want to go on the road trip with the people who are excited to go where you're excited to go. So that's the same thing again in our business. We allow people to sit at our table, right? Or come alongside of us that are not excited about the things we're excited about, okay? If the purple unit club challenge ring excites you, but it doesn't excite your power partner, then maybe you need a different power partner for that goal, right? If you want to get into your red jacket and you have a sister consultant that's like, those jackets are ugly. I just don't know, because all right, well, you don't know for you, but I'm excited about my path. So let me fill my car, my hypothetical car, with the other people that are excited to go get a red jacket. You don't have any space in your hypothetical car for anyone who's not excited for where you want to go, whether they're in the business with you or not. Let's just be clear. There's no room. There's no time. You don't have time to explain. Just like for those of us who have kids, now my baby's not talking yet, or at least she thinks she is, but she's not. But we've all experienced people in the car, in the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, we're not there. We're not. And so you don't need those other people in the car. Well, girl, you said you was going to get that red jacket a few months ago. Did you get it yet? I didn't see. Did you get that Cadillac yet? Did you? Okay, pump the brakes. Don't let those people allow you to doubt yourself or your journey or your path or whatever it is. You tell them, I'm happy to still be working on it. I'm excited to still be building my business, and I'm working on it. Whatever the goal is. First of all, let's be clear, you don't really owe anybody an explanation. But secondly, if you so choose to have that conversation with someone, you just let them know politely, with all the love in your heart. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention, right? You could turn it around. You know what? I'm surprised you noticed, but since you brought it up, would you like to host a party to help me finish and help me get there? Right? Because everyone has something to say until it's time for someone to do something, right? Everybody's got comments, but few people have commitment, okay? So you use that opportunity. If they want to bring something up that you said in your past, people have a way. And some people may be well-meaning, right? Well, I want to check on you. I'm just not sure. Oh, I so appreciate that. Well, this is my goal this month. Would you like to host a party? Do you need to reorder? If you've already shared the business with them before, are you ready to, help me? Because what you do for yourself would help me finish XYZ goal, would help me get to XYZ destination. And if not, then you keep going on your hypothetical road trip to your goal, and you leave them at whatever stop they were at on your route. Not everybody's going to go the whole way with you, and that's okay. You're building a caravan. If you're team building, it's a caravan, right? So you've got your car, you're like, toot, toot, beep, beep, I'm on my way. Boom, I'm going. And then someone else says, I want to follow you in their own personal car. Okay, it's not your car, it's their car. They're getting in their own car. Now they may veer off, they may take a detour, they may have to stop for gas, whatever they have to do. But you tell them, okay, girl, you got your own instructions. Okay, I'll see you there. I'll see you when we get there. We'll celebrate together, but you keep going. Okay, you keep going. Things will happen in other people's lives. Now, do we love on them? Do we pray for them? Do we offer support? Absolutely. We just don't leave somebody aside or leave them behind and be like, okay, well, that's your own problem. No. But at the same time, we have to make sure that we're protective of our own mental spaces, of our own businesses, of our own lives, to not let other people encroach upon and redirect our own destinations. And that's hard. That can be very hard to do, especially if you're not clear on your own direction. You'll let someone else turn you around, you end up in a whole other state. You're supposed to go to Disney World and you end up somewhere in the Grand Canyon because you allowed other people to take your goal and turn it into their vacation, right? You had your own thing in mind. And you let the wrong people in the car, or you let the wrong people in the caravan. They're supposed to be behind you, following you. And because you weren't clear on the directions on your GPS, you allowed them to get in front. And now you're frustrated because you're not where you want to be. Now, that's not to say at any point in time, you could get back in your own car and say, you know what, this has been great. I've learned a lot. Thank you. But I'm gonna turn around, let me get back on my path and go where I was supposed to go in the first place. And I feel like that's where a lot of us are, myself included. A lot of us are right now, but we have the opportunity. We have the time. We are blessed still to have enough time to, like I said, to turn it around, to really evaluate. Okay, this is where I said I wanted to go. I wanted to hit a unit club, or I wanted to go into DIQ, whatever it was you wanted to do. It doesn't even have to be Mary Kay related, okay? Let's just be clear. You wanted to lose 10 pounds. I don't know. But the point is, you had something in mind that you wanted to do. God gave you the vision to do it, so you know you're capable. Now, you might not know how, and that's where the tools come in. That's where the resources come in. A mentor, right? The GPS, because the GPS knows everything. You haven't been before. All you know is it must be possible because I've imagined it, right? We all know the mantra, right? If you can conceive it and you believe it, you can achieve it. It's a little backwards CBA, a little ABC plan action. If you can conceive it in your mind and you believe it in your heart, you can achieve it in your life. It doesn't mean it's going to be 1, 2, 3 easy. You're just going to wake up and it's going to be done for you. No, I'm not promising you that. What I am saying is with a mapped out plan and the diligence to follow the instructions, to do it happily, to enjoy the journey, and whatever happens along the way, you will look up and you will have arrived and you'll say, I made it sooner than I thought, right? You make that last turn, you're like, I'm here. I did it. I'm still standing. And you'll look back and say, wow, you took all those pictures along your hypothetical road trip. You know, maybe you got a flat tire on the way, whatever happened, you had to get towed, right? Because when you think about it, and I'm hoping that most of us have experienced this, right? You think about it while it's happening, sometimes it feels like the worst. You're like, oh my God, okay, what? You get in traffic, right? Don't let there be an accident. Now, I live in Atlanta, okay? So the traffic is world famous. Don't let there be an accident, okay? Don't let there be, the president might be in town. Oh my gosh, everything is shut down. It's slow, it's delayed. So boring, it's delayed. I hate being in traffic. I get distracted. Delayed is the worst. But I remember, okay, where I'm going, I get recommitted to my why. Why am I even in the car in the first place? Okay, right, I'm excited to go there. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna turn around and go home. I'm gonna go where I'm supposed to go. Traffic is annoying, but whatever. And then I finally make it. I'm so excited. I forgot all about what I went through to get to where I wanted to be because I finally made it there. And then I get there, say it's a party, right? I know I keep changing the destination, but it's cool. Say we get there, and I'm like, girl, let me tell you what it took to get here, right? It becomes part of me. It's a whole story now. We look back and we laugh, right? Like, just to give you a quick little anecdote, before COVID, it was my birthday. My husband and I had just moved to Atlanta, right? And so I was at a fall retreat for my previous national area at the time. And I just got home and he said, we have some friends that are going to throw you a birthday party. It's an hour away, but don't worry, like we're going to have a good time once we get there. So you got me with a party. They're throwing a party for me. The people I had never even met. I'm so excited, right? Okay, cool. We get in the car. In true fashion, we get on 85 and it is a standstill. You guys, a semi truck. Now, as far as I know, everybody survived. Let me just preface this. But a semi truck had hit another truck that was had a trailer and another car. So it was a few cars that were involved in this accident. So we see an ambulance go by, and the ambulance, we see a tow truck. But then we see this like bigger tow truck and this bigger, it looked like an ambulance, but people aren't that big. And I said, oh my gosh, something happened with some animals. And sure enough, there was animals on the highway. It was a madhouse. So we were stuck in traffic for like 2 hours and we didn't eat and it felt like the worst and it was hot. It was right in that time of year where you don't really know if it's supposed to be hot or if it's going to be cold. So we had all kinds of clothes on that didn't, the AC, like everything just felt like it was just wrong, but we're trapped in traffic, right? So I could have had a bad attitude, but it's my birthday. And then I'm embarrassed because the people I don't even know have planned this party for me. It's all this stuff in my head, right? But it didn't matter. We stayed in the car. The GPS does what GPS do. It recalculated us. We got on a different path. We made it to the destination safely, praise God, safely. And when we got there, everyone was just happy to see us overall. But if I'd have let the circumstances that popped up, that surprised us, that presented out of nowhere, if I'd have let that discourage me or really get in my head, I'd have missed out on some excellent friends, a wonderful party for people who were gracious enough to do that for me, and a great experience overall. So you have to ask yourself, what are you missing out on every time you turn around and give up on your goal? Every time you shut off your GPS and you say, just never mind, I don't even feel like it anymore. What could you be missing out on for yourself, for your family? What could your story of accomplishment do for someone else, right? Take yourself out of the equation, right? If it's not enough for you to wonder what you would be doing in your own life, then think about someone else. Think about that person who can't be inspired by you because you didn't finish the journey. There is always at least one person now, whether they tell you or not, because I can guarantee you there are people in your life, not to creep you out, but there are people in your life that are paying attention, and they may not ever acknowledge your efforts, your perseverance, your get up and go, your gumption, how beautiful you are, anything about you. They may not ever tell you to your face or to anyone else, but I can guarantee you there is at least one person on this earth that sees you and that is inspired by you. Do it for that mystery person. You have to overcome so you can reach back and help someone else overcome. That's what it is all about. That's why we're all here right now, learning from each other's stories, taking our notes. You got a notebook full of notes. It's time to turn those notes into some actions that can then spark a reaction throughout your community, whether that's in person or virtual. That's one of the COVID gifts I've chosen to claim, is the virtual connection, as oxymoronic as it might be. But so you have to remember, you chose whatever method, whatever tool, right, to help you get to that destination. Your GPS, right, your goal positioning system. You've chosen that. Stick with that. Trust it. Okay, it's going to tell you step by step what to do as you're doing it. Okay, as you're doing it, because you haven't been there before. You just haven't. You've imagined it. You haven't achieved it yet. So whenever you've got an opportunity of someone who's been where you've been before, they've navigated the minefield, they already have the battle scars. Okay, there are women, they've already been through it all. Like my mom used to tell me, I've already lived this life and I'm trying to help you avoid the heartache. And we want to do it our way anyway. And, we want to do how we're going to do it. Okay. And end up suffering and boo-hooing and crying, right? But somehow when it comes to our business, boop, we get amnesia. Boop, I don't know anything. I don't know. No, it's the same transferable life skills and principles, right? I'm gonna give you an acronym for focus, and you may already have heard this before, but focus. F is for follow. O is for one. C, course. U, until. S, successful. Focus. Follow one course until successful. Now you might, switch up your approach, but that's how you gotta do it. Just gonna focus on your GPS. So I wasn't sure how much time I had, but that's what I got.
Oh my gosh, you were amazing. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. If anybody has a question and wants to unmute or has some feedback or wants to affirm what you heard today or your biggest takeaway, please, we have a few minutes you can share. And I love that, how you did focus. I love that. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Give everybody a minute. So I know I muted you all, so you can unmute if you need to. Sorry. If
I
there's-
love your choice of the GPS analogy and all the ways you connected it, because you're talking about that trip, you're talking about the plan, and I can see it in Mary Kay and in life. Perfect. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. You're amazing.
That was amazing. Yes, I loved it. And gosh, we just have to do it sometimes. We have to get refocused and decide this is where we're going to finish June 30th. So
Right.
there's so much to that for sure. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for your great story of the GPS, and that you can still do it. You can still get in the car and get going.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, we've all heard the stories where people sign their agreement right now and we'll do a Uniclub by seminar. I mean, your journey is your journey. You get to make it whatever you want it to be. So thank you all so much for being on today and supporting this, and feel free to get it out there to whoever needs it. We'll get it on YouTube within the next 24 hours. So you can go to YouTube now and see the past ones, but it's just my name on YouTube. And then we'll, thank you, Sandy, for typing that in there. And then we'll definitely get the recording out so you can share it with teammates, power partners, whoever you feel. I mean, I'm sure every time I listen to one of these, I hear something like, oh, so-and-so needs to hear this. They weren't able to be on today or whatever. So please share. It's important that we get this out to everybody. And thank you again, my sweet friend, for set your time, because we know how precious that is. And I hope your hand heals quickly and you're
Thank you.
back to 1,000%. And we are going to be cheering you on to that finish line.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic, girl. You rocked it.
Bye, ladies. Have an amazing Thursday.